Hello and welcome to another episode of Study of X, the bi-weekly X-Men podcast where we discuss the Krakoa era of X-Men comic books. My name is Tim, and with me as always is Chris.
You know, despite being an X-Men podcast, this week we're actually pushing the X-Men aside, and we're just going to be talking about Venom and his fun symbiote friend.
And Sergio.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
Hey, we have a little bit of X-Men in this. This is not...
We do.
This is a little bit different from Empire, where they just are non-existent.
It's a little sprinkle of X-Men.
Yeah, just a couple of X-Men.
Arguably, this entire story is worth it just for Jean to be cool, which I am okay with.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a lot in between.
Yeah.
Quite a lot in between. We have 5 issues of this.
Yeah, so, let's...
5 issues that feel like 15.
Yeah, this is,
In some spots, yes.
We are gonna get some twists, we are gonna get some turns. Let's go hop into this, because this is gonna be a long one.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm assuming that feeling comes from the fact that we're like reading the main series and not like the side stuff that came out along with it.
Yes, that's a lot more. You can kind of tell in event books where something will happen, and you're like, that's weird that it didn't get elaborated on, and it's like, oh yeah, that happened in a side tie-in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think...
Yeah, kind of the plus and minuses of comic book events, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's dig in.
Yeah.
All right. So, for The King in Black, you have very likely heard of this if you are listening to this podcast, because this was adapted into the most recent Venom movie, Venom 3, The Last Dance.
Yeah.
The villain there, and roughly the story is taken from this event. So that's where this comes from.
Not really the events. It's kind of like background stuff. It almost feels like it's setting up King in Black. But yeah, Noel's there.
Which
I've
find
never watched
very
any
funny.
Venom movie.
What?
I've never watched any Venom movie.
Oh, Venom movies are... here's the thing about Venom movies. I don't think Venom movies are good, but Tom Hardy and Venom are very funny together. I like their interactions. They're very queer-coded. I like them quite a bit. They are the kind of the saving grace of those movies. It's like that, and everything surrounding it is not great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you there are some movies you see for a certain actor or actors. This one is just for Tom Hardy because he's having so much fun.
Also, Woody,
and you can tell he's having fun. Okay,
Woody Harrelson plays Carnage in the second one,
which I think is very funny.
But
this is where I admit my shame, where I've only seen the first one. I have not seen the second or the third one.
Oh, yep. See.
Yeah, see, you are the expert on this one, Tim.
I'm the Venom expert. I'm the symbiote king. But yeah, so we start off in typical Venom fashion. Eddy Brock is standing on a building brooding.
As one who, is Venom tends to do.
Yeah.
So, to kind of set the scene here, because the book does so in an odd way where it gives you all of the pre-events at the end of the first issue instead of at the very start, which I find kind of interesting. But before we dive into that, let's talk about the writer and the artist. So this is Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman.
Yeah.
Donny Cates...
Have we seen them in anything else before?
I don't believe so, no.
No. Mm-mm. Donny Cates, at this point, I wouldn't say he's an up-and-comer. He did end up writing a couple of books for Dark Horse Comics, such as Buzzkill, The Ghost Fleet, and the one that got him more recognition and somewhat air quotes famous is God Country. It is that one that got Marvel's eyes on him, and they ended up hiring him to write Doctor Strange, some Thanos books, and then finally here with Venom.
Yeah, I think at this time he might also be writing the Thor book. If not, he's about to be.
He is. Yes, he is writing the Thor book at this point. That's fairly new-ish when this happens, but he does have the reins of Thor right now.
Yeah.
So, something interesting, because I went through a couple of his interviews that he did before this event, a little bit during this event, and not too much after the event. But he said that he likes to write in big plans and big stories. So when he went to Marvel with this idea for a Venom comic, he had the entire comic written out, meaning from issue number 1 to issue number 50, including this event and all of the other events that tied into it, including Absolute Carnage. He had all of it done and on paper and just said, let me do it.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell this is very much like it feels like the series finale of something. And that's what it is. This is kind of like the grand conclusion to a Venom run that had been going for, I want to say, like 40 issues at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it had been going for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And Ryan Stegman, who is the artist, he is a prolific comic book artist who got his big breakout drawing The Superior Spider-Man, written by Dan Slott. He also worked on the Uncanny Avengers and other projects before buddying up with Donny Cates, and the two of them actually blossomed into a huge friendship with each other. The two of them started a podcast with one another where they would talk to other comic book creators about what they do and how they do it, and just generally seem to be very good friends with each other.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
And since we talked about it just a little bit earlier, with an interview with Donny Cates with Comic Book Resource, he mentioned that he has a very specific way of how he does events. So what he said is, when we do these supermassive crossover events, when I'm quarterbacking these events, my thing has always been, hey, if you have a cool idea in your Daredevil book or what have you, then please come and play. But if you don't feel like you have to. I don't ever want my stuff to step on your stuff. But luckily, the crew of artists and writers that we have at Marvel right now, they're genuinely all buddies. So that also explains a little bit why the X-Men comics, we're only going to get, I believe, 2 of them that are going to have tie-ins to this. One is an official one with Marauders, where it is titled the King in Black Marauders. And the other is going to be S.W.O.R.D, but it is not going to be specifically titled as a King in Black tie-in. It just runs into the main line of S.W.O.R.D's issues.
Yeah, I think it's listed at the end of these books as taking place in the event, but yeah, it's just a main part of S.W.O.R.D. Al Ewing is the type of writer who I think takes events as a challenge. So
I also got that feeling as well, which would explain S.W.O.R.D's tie-in.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense to me. And then just another thing, because this comic does come out during the COVID-19 pandemic, it was officially announced in July of 2020, which is sort of still near the start of the pandemic in the United States, but was in the middle of when comics was essentially shut down and new comics were not being released. So far, from what I have gone through in terms of articles and reports and interviews, there's nothing mentioned that COVID-19 impacted this event in any way, so I don't know if it was supposed to come out earlier or if anything changed. It seems like it might have still kept its relative timeline.
Yeah, more or less. I know there's a couple of changes. For instance, one of the tie-in books is called The Union. That was originally, I think, supposed to be an Empire tie-in, or come out, like, before King in Black.
I want to say you're correct, because Empire did have a lot that got cut, and I do remember The Union coming up as a name.
Yeah. So things definitely got shuffled around, but King in Black, I think, had the benefit of not having everything announced before.
Yeah, I do think so as well. So if they did have to change something, they did it behind closed doors, if anything.
Yeah. But yeah, we ready to get into it, or do you have any more background?
No, that's about it. Maybe some fun little things here and there, but I'll sprinkle them in as we are reading.
Oh, okay, so I want to ask a quick question. What do we all know about Eddy Brock? Eddy Brock and Venom. Chris, you take over here. Or you go for it here.
Ooh, well, I was one of those kids who grew up with the, Spider-Man cartoon. So to me, Eddy Brock is the Venom. He was, the one who always found it and was the one that always bullied Spider-Man. He has never liked Spider-Man, even before he had the Venom symbiote, and the two have been connected more or less ever since. I know a little bit of the extended stuff with the different symbiotes. I know Carnage, obviously, and a couple of the, I don't want to say funnier ones, but the weirder ones. I think one of them is called Poison. I know that, and then everything else described here in the comic is still new to me.
I cannot get into Poisons. We will be here all night. Sergio, what do you know about Venom?
Close to nothing, actually. I also watched the Spider-Man animated series, but I couldn't tell you exactly where Venom showed up.
Yeah, he honked the horn in that one episode.
One of the best gifts coming out from that cartoon, honestly. So, in my brain, I hesitated for a second. Flash Thompson, has he been Venom?
Yes.
Okay, because my brain was like, wait, don't say it's Eddie, because it might be Flash. And I'm like,
Yeah, no, this is... historically, Eddy Brock is Venom, but Flash Thompson, Spider-Man's bully, has been Venom.
Okay. And did Eddy Brock know Peter Parker in school, or is he just from somewhere else?
Eddy Brock was I don't want to say, I think he was a reporter, and knew Peter that way. But yes, he did know Peter.
Okay, because the two, that and Flash Thompson usually get very confused in my head, because the two are very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But okay.
My first exposure to Venom was the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man game.
Ooh, okay. I had the N64 version of that game.
Yeah.
Very, very fun. Very difficult, but that is a fun game.
It is a fun game. But yeah, it was mainly that game. And I've read a lot of Venom comics since the current run is pretty good. But yeah, okay. Let's get into it for real.
Yeah, that's a good call out. I probably have experienced more Venom in fighting games than not.
Yeah, he is in a lot of fighting games.
Yeah, he's one of those main staples, really, for Spider-Man lore especially, but definitely in fighting games. He's got a very iconic look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I do have a very distinct idea of Venom coming from space.
Yes, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Yes. So before Donny Cates kind of got the reins of Venom, that was, I don't want to say sort of it, because that is running over a whole lot of other weird symbiote lore that has come out, but the basis of it was some alien space goo fell to the Earth, and it found Spider-Man, and then it found Eddy Brock.
Yeah.
And that's where Venom comes from. It was a symbiote from space. We know that it was from a planet called Clintar. And that was kind of it. It was explored a little bit here and there in a couple other comics, but in terms of movies and cartoons, it really was not touched on. It was just, there's Venom. And it wasn't until Donny came in and said, I'm going to write an origin story and a huge background mythology for the symbiotes, where they come from, and how they tie into the overall scheme of Space Marvel.
Yeah.
So everything we see here about Null and the original symbiotes, the S.W.O.R.D, all of that comes from this run on Venom. This is technically new.
Yeah, this is all kind of like, Null is a Donny Cates original character. Last I checked on his Twitter, was very excited that Null was in Venom 3.
Yes, as he should be, because I think that is still very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Tim about this a little earlier, too. I think it might be one of the quickest turnarounds from a comic book creation to a movie, at least in terms of Marvel.
Yeah, I'm sure there might be others, but yeah, this is one of the quickest.
Yeah, I know, wow, my brain... Jonathan Hickman's Thanos run and the Black Order was also a very, very quick one, all things considered, but I think this one is just a little faster.
Yeah, I think so too. I would need to double check that, but yeah, you might be right there. But yeah, Venom's brooding, and he's on the phone with Cap because Noel is here, and that's bad.
Yes, it is. And we're going to be touching on a little bit of Noel and who he is as we keep going, because Noel is going to explain that himself, honestly. So all you need to know going into this is Noel really, really, one, wants Venom back, and two, is looking for a Brock.
Yeah. And this is a all hands on deck situation. Apparently made it clear that this is a very critical threat to the Avengers, and people, we are ready.
Yeah, the Avengers symbol goes out on everybody's phones. Everyone needs to get together. We're gonna have to deal with this.
Yeah. But before we get too far into it, Venom opens up a window, and it's his son, Dylan.
Surprise! Did you know Venom has a son? Now you do.
No.
Yeah.
So
Sure do.
Dylan is also new. This is new into the run. And I looked up a little bit, and just to explain a little bit of who he is. So, for Dylan, when it's a weird situation here, because I'm very much learning that comic books don't know how to do childbirth normally. They have to make it weird somehow.
Yeah,
and
that's so true.
This is another one of those. They had to make it weird somehow. And when it comes to Dylan, this is Eddy Brock had a one-night stand with a lady, and Venom was with him. And Venom somehow is kind of more the father of the child than Eddy is. It's kind of both of them. But Eddy was not aware that he had a son, and the woman that he had a son with did end up going a little crazy. She tried to, I believe, kill somebody, but then ended up committing suicide. So it was Dylan who was given off to a uncle, where Eddy eventually found him and took him in.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sure, yeah.
Basically, comic books, why not?
Yeah, Eddy here, the kind of through line here is he doesn't want Dylan to inherit his darkness. He desperately wants to protect Dylan.
Mm-hmm. And in case you forget, this comic is going to remind you every few pages.
Yeah. That is, the darkness is literal and metaphorical.
Yes. So I get it. It is a story beat that a lot of people use. It doesn't work for me a whole lot. Not here, especially. I don't think it works in a lot of spaces. In some areas of this book, I think it is written pretty well. In others, it just kind of feels a little corny.
Yeah, we'll get into it a little bit more.
Yeah, so all we need to know is Eddy is here to bring his son somewhere safe. And meanwhile, in Avengers Mountain, we have Captain America, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, and She-Hulk here, planning on what to do to stop Noel and his horde showing up.
Yeah.
As a callback to Empire, when the Kree-Skrull warships that had fought each other in orbit over Earth are still there, Tony has rigged them with explosives and plans to use them to blow up what I think is the coolest thing to come from this event, and that is the symbiote dragons.
Yeah, it's a whole horde.
Yes. Filling the night sky with just these massive dragons with red wings, massive venom-like jaws and teeth. And Tony, as excited as he is to always blow things up, hits the switch and blows up a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. There's a bunch of TIE fighters, too.
Yeah, it's really cool looking. Very Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they explode. Looking good to go. But you kind of get this kind of split shot panel here with Tony Stark looking excited, thinking we did it, and Eddy Brock just being like, "No, it didn't work at all. It didn't that didn't slow him down. We're doomed."
Yeah, you maybe took out 1/10 of them,
if that.
Yeah, because the next shot is a 2-panel shot of just a bunch of these things diving into New York City.
Yeah, as we see, it looks like the Fantastic Four and a bunch of Quinjets just rushing in to try to help. And we get the King in Black kind of stylized over the top here. I love this page.
It's a very cool.
It's a cool page.
Title drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of dragons. There's like thousands of them.
Yeah,
they're blotting out the sky.
Do you want something fun?
What?
Sure.
Yeah, always.
So the motif of dragons in early history and all of that came from these symbiote dragons when one of them made its way to Earth.
Oh, that's funny.
So the mythological dragon came from these.
I feel like Otherworld would have something to say about
I
that.
feel like they would too.
I also feel like it would, but you know what? At this point, it doesn't matter, and I'm okay with it.
Maybe Otherworld
Sure, okay.
got their concept of a dragon from one of these.
It all goes back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
All
right.
Eddie's trying to get to the vault. Spider-Man apparently made this for someone named Ezekiel. And it's a pretty strong vault. It's basically a bomb shelter. It's like a nuclear fallout shelter.
Yep.
Dylan does not want to be left in the vault.
Nope. Don't blame him, especially when your dad is a quote-unquote superhero.
Yeah.
But, Eddie says, again, my mistakes cannot be your mistakes. You're going to hide here, be safe, and we'll come get you.
Also, this is...
The vault seems super empty, too. Like, I would put an arcade machine or something in there, just to keep Dylan entertained.
Yeah, it looks a little boring. Also, I keep calling it a vault. That's the fallout in me. I think it's referred to as a safe room.
Yeah, it's kind of a bunker.
Yeah, but same thing.
Like underground thing.
But yeah, Eddie tells them, please come back, and they part as the door slams shut with an "I love you, son" from Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this moment quite a bit. It's very good. I like this goodbye. But yeah, Cap calls Eddie. We need him down here to help.
Yeah, things are bad.
Yeah,
Yes.
we got a bunch of people with lightning power. We know that can maybe do something. We got some magic people. Doctor Strange is here. I think this one dude is literally named Lightning is here.
Yes, and if you are not familiar with Venom or symbiotes, there are three things, I should say, that are immensely powerful against them. One is sound, 2 is lightning, and 3 is fire.
Yeah.
Those are all extremely effective against symbiotes. They just do not like those 3 things.
And
also extremely effective against me, for the record.
yes.
Yes.
But yeah, things are bad. They're trying to get a hold of Thor. Thor's not picking up the phone.
Yeah, I feel like needing the god of thunder and lightning is the thing you want when all of New York City is covered in goo.
Yeah.
Yeah. City's covered in like white goo.
Yeah, it's gross.
But it's
There's goo everywhere.
But it's okay. There's someone here to offer a replacement to Thor.
Arguably, perhaps better. That is up for debate because the X-Men are here, and Storm in particular is in her element.
Xavier should not have called them X-Men. We don't use that name. We don't have a team called the X-Men here. He should know better.
That's true. We are trying to retire that name to show that no mutant is above one another.
Yeah, and he's over here like my X-Men have arrived. Like, Xavier, come on, man.
You wrote that internal memo. What are you doing?
Yeah. But yeah, Xavier is here. We got some X-Men: Cyclops, Wolverine, Jean Grey, Storm, Nightcrawler, Magneto, and a wrongly drawn Cable.
Yes. Is Cable young? Is Cable old? Does it matter?
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah. It's apparently the wrong Cable. I think this is literally the only time he shows up. Same with like Nightcrawler.
I think so too. But while the cavalry is here to keep off the symbiotes and hopefully save more people, we have Venom going into the sewers to this massive, weird tentacle meat throne. And
This looks disgusting.
it's very gross, and something I could imagine in New York City sewers. But to explain a little bit, the event before this was called Absolute Carnage, where Carnage had come back to life and was planning to kill everybody who had ever had a symbiote.
Carnage has come.
Is Carnage another symbiote
Yes.
guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
he
Yes.
was spawned from Venom, actually. Carnage has come back to life is a frequent phrase in the Marvel Universe, by the way. Like,
Yeah, one of those characters that can't seem to stay dead.
no.
But part of the way he did this to find everyone who had ever had a symbiote, because if you have ever had a symbiote, part of that DNA is left within your spine. Carnage built this giant hive throne, which let him reach out across the planet to find where all of these people were.
Yeah.
So that's what this is.
So, Venom's trying to use this to take control of the Null army. Doesn't think it's going to work, but worth a shot. Everything else is doing pretty bad.
Yeah, because as he's trying to do this, Doctor Strange is just getting destroyed. Everyone else is not doing well. And as Eddie and Venom are trying to take this over, he realizes, oh, this is not just the dragons. These are also the venomized Celestials that are Null's age-old enemy that he conquered and took over.
Yeah, Noel's here
Sure.
with a bunch of symbiote Celestials, and everyone just looks on in horror. Things were already bad, they just got significantly worse, and Noel shows up with this big ol' spread just saying, I am going to kill your world.
Yeah, he has turned a quote-unquote one of the gods, essentially, one of these Celestials, into his own personal ship, and has used it to come here because he's looking for a human named Brock. And if they bring that person to him, he will kill them quickly. If not, he will kill them slowly.
Yep.
I do want to mention real quick, when Brock connects to the throne here, I love the expression in his face. He gets swirly eyes. It's really funny.
Yeah, I like the little...
Very, very endearing panel.
Yeah, that, I believe the little swirl thing is supposed to be the Codex. But yeah, I think they look very cool.
Yeah.
The Codex is what they call that leftover bit of symbiote that is left into somebody, kind of imprints in them. That's what that is. It is very cool. There's another symbol that's going to show up a lot with Null specifically. That's really fun, so once that pops up, I'll give you a fact.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, everyone's going back to regroup.
Because you know what? If the god of the symbiotes decides to show up and use a god as a, plane, I would also leave.
Yeah, but it looks like Cap has a backup plan. As Noel shows up to threaten him, Cap says yeah, normally we'd fight you, but we're just gonna watch. And Sentry's here.
Woo! All right. Perhaps in one of the coolest ways possible. But before we go into who the Sentry is, Sergio, do you know anything about the Sentry and the Void?
No, not at all.
Okay. Tim, what do you know about the Sentry?
The Sentry is one of many Marvel Supermans.
Yes, that is probably the easiest way to put him. He has essentially the power of Superman, but in the Marvel Universe, and that goes exactly how you think it would.
Yeah.
However, he does have a bit of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde about him because he also has the Void. So, to explain, Robert Bob Reynolds, or the Sentry and the Void, was first introduced in Sentry number 1, released in the year 2000. And the origin story of this hero actually kind of rewrites a bit of Marvel history. So how it worked is in 1957, Bob here was unfortunately a drug addict who broke into a secret lab containing the Golden Sentry Serum. This is a serum created from the base of what made Captain America who he is, but empowered by about 100,000 times. After consuming it, he became the Sentry with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. He made friends with other heroes around the world, and, this ranged from the Hulk, this ranged from other well-known heroes, and became good friends with them. That is until his alter ego, the Void, emerged and killed about 1,000,000 people in Manhattan. It is not actually clear what the Void is, only that it is another personality/force that has the Sentry's powers, but none of his ethics. So, picture, again, Superman, but as a bad guy. And as Bob was trying to figure out what made the void come out, he realized one of the only ways to actually keep a lid on it is if people didn't know he existed. So he ended up being able to wipe the memory of everyone on the planet to forget that he was another hero that was there throughout the ages. So he left Earth for a pretty long time before coming back to it and trying to be a hero again, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, because if the void comes out, that's really bad.
Okay. I like some of those sentences.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, genuinely a very fun idea. I think it's very fun when you throw a Superman-style character into Marvel, because that's not that common of a thing in this one as compared to DC. Mm-hmm. And it works to great effect here, because as the Sentry comes in, he smashes through one of the Celestials, killing it before going and grabbing Null, forcing him into the atmosphere, and says, "Hey, don't worry, my name's Bob. This is gonna be over real quick. I'm just gonna kill you."
Yeah. Yeah. Bob gets ripped in half.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a problem because the Void is categorized as, darkness and evil incarnate, and Null, being the Lord of the Symbiotes and the Lord of the Void and the Abyss, is basically Master of the Void.
Yeah.
So he rips Sentry in half and just takes the Void into himself, this unkillable alter ego that is essentially like Superman, killed in about a page and a half.
I am the Void. I love this. My favorite panel in this entire comic is on this page of Captain America just shouting.
It's funny. It's a funny reaction.
It's a really funny reaction. There's a lot of screaming in this event, but I think Cap's face there is the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're out of options. It's done. Get out of there.
Yeah. Cap says, yeah, we don't have a plan, but we need to save as many people as we can, which Null says, well, unfortunately, you're all pretty boring, so I'm just gonna make this quick, and sends his living goo that is all over the city to trap all of the heroes that don't have flying powers or the ability to shoot webs. So Spider-Man is able to make it out, as well as a few others, but as for everybody else, they've been gooed.
Yeah. And as this is happening, Noel says, "No more sky," and blots out the sun. Very much
literally envelops the earth with black goo.
Yeah.
Yes. Just with all those symbiote dragons that have showed up, they're now a nice barrier.
Sergio, I'm making references just for us here, but this is very Lord Slug.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like you could make several references to several things where the earth gets enveloped by something else.
Yeah.
But yeah. It ends up looking like a silk ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Storm is like screaming for someone like, do you have any idea what's going on? And yeah, everyone's like, yeah, no, it's covered in goo.
We don't know what to do about the goo.
Yeah.
And Storm is like, okay, but what am I supposed to do? This is starting to feel hopeless, and she gets grabbed by a giant symbiote hand, and now Storm is out of commission.
Yeah,
I like how we get reports from 3 fictional places: Wakanda, Latveria, and Japan.
Yeah.
As we all know, Japan does not exist, only in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. But yeah, Storm is enveloped. We get a shot here we got a panel of Xavier just looking horrified.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, it's everything went to about a 10 really fast.
And Venom.
Yeah, it's all bad.
Eddie's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go show up.
Yeah, he realizes, hey, Noel is asking for me. I'm gonna buy you time and go present myself to him.
Yeah.
And there's this nice little moment here, and again, we, Tim, you kind of talked about it earlier with the movies a little bit. But there's this moment here where Venom and Eddie are talking to each other. And it seems like Venom gets cut off right where he's about to say, hey, I just wanted to make sure you know that I love you. And at first I was like, okay, maybe I'm reading something into it. But in that same comic book interview that I mentioned about Donny Cates, he did say that he does view the two as being in love. He did not clarify if that means romantically or just as partners together, but he does explicitly view Venom and Eddie's relationship as a romantic one in some way.
Yeah, which, like, that's been a very, like, clear reading of Venom for a long while, of, like, you can really read the symbiote-human relationship as, like, actual lovers. Like, when the symbiote left Peter, or was kicked out of pretty much, like, Peter, and ended up on Eddie, it was, like, the same energy as a rebound.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna go meet our maker. At this point, their relationship is very solid. We'll see if it holds up in the face of this giant claw.
Surprisingly well, because the claw is just immediately going to bring them up to Null, which looks like it's on a skyscraper somewhere, and, says, hey, all right, you're the kind of the guy I'm looking for. I kind of remembered you. That's interesting. Wait a second. Oh, that was my bad. I should have specified which Brock I was looking for. Ugh, that's just me.
Yeah. Venom tries to do the whole just take me, you can just leave thing, and he's just like, yeah, it's not you. And Eddie quickly realizes this is his son he's talking about. At this point, he's pretty much just begging, like, no, you can just kill me. I'm the one you want, right? And, yeah, Noel's very not interested in that, rips off the symbiote, and drops Eddie.
Yes, from the top of a skyscraper.
Like the Empire State Building.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And that is the end of issue 1, where the heroes definitely lost.
Yeah, things are bad.
Things are very, very bad. Noel sort of came in here, kicked the door down, and said, all right, I need whatever you guys have. Give it to me.
Yeah, this reminds me of the first issue of Empire, honestly, where it's just, yes. Our first thing is just like the heroes just getting their shit kicked in. But yeah. Issue 2? Or anyone have any other thoughts about this issue?
No, I think it flows well. It's one of the better paced ones, I feel like. And yeah, establishing the stakes, it does a really good job. I enjoyed it. It also looks gorgeous. I think the artist did a great job.
Yeah.
All this event looks fantastic.
I agree. But yeah, Eddie, we start issue 2. Eddie has landed on a car. He's looking rough.
Uh-huh.
I think rough is a bit of an understatement. That drop definitely should have killed him, because, oh boy, he just smashed into the front of this parked car.
Yeah, Spider-Man with a ripped mask, he's got his mouth out, shows up, he managed to find him, is like, oh no, I tried to make it, I couldn't, I'm so sorry, is anybody there? And Eddie makes mutters for him to save his son.
Yeah, Spider-Man is doing the hero thing and is going to try and save him, like, hey, we're gonna figure this out, your son's gonna be fine, it's okay. And Noel, just kind of being annoyed because he has tried to kill Eddie before, does what he does best and has taken the captured heroes, so that would be Cyclops, Captain America, Storm, The Thing, Miss Marvel, and She-Hulk, and raises them up as his own venomized servants.
Presumably more. This happened to pretty much everybody on the ground, I'm assuming, was symbioted.
Yes, yeah. There was Luke Cage. I'm sure Cable got caught in this as well. But
yeah,
those
like
are the
Iron Fist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the way Storm looks. It reminds me a little bit of Magic's demon look.
Yeah, it's a good look.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, I like the way this is done too. Like as Spidey is trying to get Eddie out, the spider sense starts tingling, and he makes a duck and turns around and is like, oh no, he didn't kill them. Like this.
Yeah, of like, oh, shoot.
Yeah. So yeah, he's trying to figure out how he's gonna manage to escape this, and he's saved by the timely arrival of the Human Torch.
Dun dun dun. And if you're not aware, the Human Torch and Spider-Man have a really good friendship, actually.
Yeah.
After their first run-in where Spider-Man basically called them names and beat them up. But afterwards, they made nice. Yeah. So the Human Torch is here, and with his powers of fire, says he's going to make a very heroic last stand. And he needs at least Spider-Man to tell people how cool it was when he died.
Yeah. And yeah, we get this crazy explosion as Spider-Man just looks distraught as he swings out with Eddie being dragged behind him in like little sleeping bag of webs.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of screaming and yelling.
Spider-Man never been more freaked out than this.
Yeah.
No, he really hasn't. I kind of feel
like
bad.
Continuously in distress throughout this like first 6 pages or so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we're finally able to regroup. We've made it back to the home base and laboratory of the Fantastic Four. As Spidey just has a talk here, Eddie is hooked up to tubes with Mr. Fantastic over him. And he's talking to Valkyrie, who's Jane Foster, she became a Valkyrie, can see death.
Yes, this is after her run as being Thor. If you know Jane Foster, she was played by Natalie Portman in the Marvel movies. And if you are kind of familiar with her time as Thor, she was able to gain the mantle of Thor by being worthy, and this actually kept her alive because at the time she did have cancer. And after she then lost the title of Thor and the ability of it to keep her alive, at some point there, I'm not 100% certain when or how, she did become the Valkyrie, which is just a title that allows somebody to see when death is coming and also to shepherd souls into Valhalla once they die.
Yeah.
So, Spider-Man asks her, hey, is Eddie gonna be okay? And she looks over to Eddie with this giant skull over him, and she's like, yeah, maybe you should hurry.
Yeah, like, whatever you're going to do to save him, do it quickly.
Yes, and then she's like, oh, by the way, I have to leave. My job is still on the line, and the Sentry's soul is in space, and I really need to fix that.
Spidey shows up to get Dylan out of the bunker. Who is...
looks like he's got a PS4, actually.
Yeah, he's just playing video games. Eating some cereal, has some chips. But I like this page a lot. It's completely silent. And yeah, it's just the door slides open. It's Spider-Man. Dylan, realizing his dad isn't there, just kind of looks down sad.
Yeah, kind of a very clear thing of, oh, if anyone other than him came to get me, that's a pretty clear sign.
Yeah, and Dylan just asks, like, is he dead? And Spidey's like, no, but you gotta come.
No, Spider-Man is not about to tell him how bad it is.
Yeah. So back at home base, we get kind of like a more of an even picture of who else is here. It's Black Panther, Sue Storm of the Fantastic Four. Blade is here arguing with Xavier and Magneto, who do not wish to help anymore. I guess Magneto managed to get back.
Yes, Magneto somehow made it back okay. That doesn't surprise me. He can fly with his powers. But an interesting conversation here, at least as it relates to us reading the X-Men comics, where Xavier and Magneto are essentially saying, hey, we've lost too many of our kind. We can kind of help formulate a plan, but we're not going to open the gates and let the symbiotes come into our island. Are you nuts?
Yes.
And Blade, correct in this, is, there is no more your people. This is happening globally with everybody.
Yeah, like if this takes over everything, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the Krakoa has the capabilities to keep all of those dragons out to begin with. Like this being a possibility, I would like expect Krakoa to be like just as overrun as everywhere else.
Yeah.
I would too. I can't actually remember if we're going to get that in the Marauders tie-in or the S.W.O.R.D tie-in. But it also wouldn't surprise me if after the, whole Empire debacle, they did actually set up a proper security measure. And so when stuff started happening, they were like, okay, we need these mutants here, those mutants over there. Everybody, clear them out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but still, like, you saw how effective those bombs were at the beginning. They can have all of the countermeasures they want. I don't think this would have been a situation where they could easily, just not allow them in. But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we'll see the explanation for it, but yeah, I kind of agree. I like if it's kind of like there is no place to run. It's like, well, how did you run to Krakoa?
Yes, there's that too of like kind of got to hand wave it, be like, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we got some more kind of going on here. Mr. Fantastic is discussing like getting the Squadron Supreme in on this, which is just a thing that's happening in the Avengers run currently. It's kind of like a Justice League type group. And nothing really comes of that, but Spider-Man is here to interrupt because he's wondering what the heck is going on with Eddie.
Yeah, we're gonna need to figure that out. We can put it on hold if we need the Infinity Stones or whatever. But hey, you know what? He's not the only one that's about to interrupt this conversation because Namor is also here.
Yeah. Namor thinks him calling himself the King of the Abyss is cute. And
yes. And as Namor is correct, his people have been fighting in the freezing dark for millions of years. They have owned the ocean for that long, and once you get far enough down there, there is no light, so he is correct. There is a tie-in that we are not reading as part of this podcast that is an Atlantean tie-in that takes place in the past. Like I mentioned, when some of those dragons first showed up on Earth, that's where the draconic iconography came from. There was a similar instance that happened in the ocean with the Atlanteans, and it's a very good tie-in. I remember reading that one and actually being very surprised at how good it was.
I just want to shout out the best tie-in from this series is the Iron Man Doom one-shot where Iron Man and Dr. Doom team up to fight Symbiote Santa.
Yes, that's also a good one. Good on a different level, but also timely when this comes out, because it'll be right after Christmas.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Iron Man has a plan. He's gonna go find him a symbiote.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll handle it. Just, maybe help Eddie while I'm gone, says Iron Man.
Yeah.
And he is not the only one with a plan. Because Namor is going to head to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean that we know of.
Well, yeah,
and he is.
Iron Man's kind of shot calling on this, but yeah, we got we're calling in the cavalry here.
Yes, Namor is getting the Black Tide, which is where the tie-in is from. They are very, very old Atlanteans that have fought symbiotes before. We have Blade going to Chernobyl, where he's going to ask Dracula for help.
We know,
which I think is awesome.
We know them. I had a Leonardo DiCaprio point moment here. I was like, oh yeah, it's like Wolverine.
Yeah, it's like, hey, wait a second.
Yeah. And, meanwhile, the bar with no name, they are trying to get Kingpin to help out. Kingpin is recruiting villains.
Yes. Tim, do you want to do a quick explanation of what the bar with no name is?
It is a bar of 4 supervillains in New York.
Yes.
That's about it. It's,
yep.
I don't think you're allowed to fight in there, but it does happen quite a bit.
Yeah, but I think if you do, you're blacklisted, and that's not good, because a lot of your, C through Z listers are going to be hanging out there, and they all have a price.
Yeah, that's how you get dudes. That's how you get henchmen.
Yes, if you need dudes and henchmen, that's the place to go.
Yeah. But yeah.
And now we're going to see what Iron Man is up to, and this one took me a little bit to figure out where this came from, because I'm like, okay, Iron Man is basically running into a symbiote to get eaten. He has a DNA rewriting gun. that he uses on the symbiote to sort of take it over and bring it back with him.
Yeah.
And he mentions that it's called Extremis. And it took me a bit to find it, but this comes from an Iron Man run in 2004, where this technology, for lack of a better word, was developed by a pharmaceutical subsidiary of Stark Tech. It was a nanotech that could rewrite DNA to make super soldiers, or, as the story of that run goes, it was stolen by the Mandarin, where it was going to be used to kill 97.5% of the population, because it was going to be written to look for a certain code of DNA, and if you didn't have it, you're dead. So Tony just decided to keep that in his back pocket for some reason, and now it is coming into effect here.
Do you want to know something else that's really funny about Extremis? It was in a movie.
Oh, wait, was that in Iron Man 3?
Yes, it was. That was the little thing from Iron Man 3.
I completely forgot, and I've even seen that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Poor Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but apparently I did not take in any of the story.
God, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was. Do you remember who the evil organization from that movie is?
Oh, boy.
Because I just learned this double-checking looking at the Wikipedia page, and I was like, oh, shit, really?
Was it the Hand?
No, it's AIM.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, my... Wow, yeah, I completely forgot that.
Yeah. All right.
That's crazy. Okay, back to the symbiote dragon. It looks really cool because it turns gold and gets all these weird gold veins in it.
Yeah.
Iron Man's not doing too hot trying to control it, but hey.
But it seems to have worked. The next page is Iron Man showing back up, like, got it, and it's on his armor.
Yes, he gets this really cool... It reminds me of one of the armor that Samus can get in one of the games, where it's more biological.
Yeah, it's got kind of like that, like... It's like Iron Man and, like, Kotati armor, almost. It's a cool look.
Yeah.
But yeah, and meanwhile, Dylan's having a hard time here. Just kind of blames himself for it. But yeah, Iron Man rushes in. We got the symbiote, and we're gonna put it on Eddie, and it's not working.
Shouldn't we talk about this? No. Oh, okay. I guess we're gonna put it on him. Oh no, Eddie's dying.
Yeah, it's not doing great.
Oh no.
The vitals are spiking. Dylan is trying to get a word in as people just go nuts here. Tries to tell everybody move. And eventually he just yells, "I said move," and obliterates the symbiote.
Yes, his eyes glow red, his hand glows red as all of this happens, and Mr. Fantastic is realizing, oh, you have powers too, and this could change the tide of this war that is going on. And to explain a little bit about Dylan's powers, because we're going to get a lot of explanation, because he was conceived with Venom also, he kind of has this weird innate codex that is a part of him to where he can control symbiotes and also just delete them.
Yeah. So Reed's kind of realizing, oh, this can be a secret weapon. This is great. This is our way out of this. But as he's talking, Dylan kind of just pauses because there's a weird noise happening.
Reed's a little too into the science right now.
Yeah, and we have missed that the heart monitor is now flatlining.
And Eddy Brock is dead.
Yeah, and that's the end of issue 2.
Dun dun dun.
So, issue 3.
Yes, issue 3. So for the first 2 issues, just to note, they did come out in December of 2020. This one came out in January of 2021. And we're going to hop right in here with a little bit of a overview of a story.
Yeah.
As a mysterious voice explains to us the balance of light and dark, and how Null has snuffed out so much life in the universe that it is very hard for light itself to find balance. However, whoever this voice is hearing Dylan's lament and his cries for his now deceased father.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, while this is happening, Sue and Blade, as well as the vampires, are outside just beating up symbiotes.
Yeah. They are being overrun. Things are very bad.
Yeah, just a quick aside, I watched the Blade movie recently, and it rules.
Yes.
Yeah, the great movie.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is such a fun movie. The fun of that movie is very similar to how the Venom movies are. That's kind of how I would explain them.
Okay. Yeah, then that makes it likelier that I would probably enjoy them. I think the degree to which it is in conversation, like in direct conversation with the Matrix, is very funny.
I also
and
think it's
also
funny.
very fun. Yeah.
It's just something very specific from that era, and it's great. It's like a time capsule.
Yeah, lots of fun. Really good chemistry between the actors too. But yeah, Blade's here. He's punching guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's punching Scott, which is very funny.
Yeah, just kind of decks him in the schnoz.
Yes.
But yeah.
So,
what's that?
There's no time for grief here. The end of the world is nigh, and Dylan, you need to go into the field, buddy. We think you can take on Null. You up for it?
Yeah, he's
This
fine.
is very much a, something has come into their laps, and they are just desperate to take it because they have really no other recourse.
Yeah, it's very much like this kid might have the thing. We're really backed into a corner here. I think if they had other options, they would not be so gung-ho to play the Dylan card.
I think so too.
They're like, okay, there's some narrative resonance here. It sounds like you might be going through a character arc, and we've all gone through one of those.
Yeah, so
this might be yours. So just go and continue the story.
Yeah,
go get it, champ.
You got it. You got it, man. They're on Reed's on like a group call here. Also, Wolverine's here, but he's on the group call. Sorry, go on.
Yes, how Wolverine got here, that is for you to figure out.
Yeah.
Wait, where's? Oh yeah, I see him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea how he made it out, but that's okay.
I'm glad he did.
He jumped real high.
Yeah. But yeah, he's on a group call here with Namor, Captain Marvel, Invisible Woman, Iron Man, and Magneto and Xavier. Just Xavier is tasked with keeping the party going if they get shut down.
Yep, someone's got to be the earpieces, and Xavier's really good at that.
But yeah, Dylan is ready to lash out. We're out of the initial grief stage. We're on to anger.
Yes, very quickly. He needs to hurt something, and thankfully for him, there's a lot of things to hurt outside.
Yeah. So he gives Spider-Man and Wolverine the task of protecting Dylan while they go out there, and Dylan's here to explode some symbiotes.
Yes, and he's going to do that very, very well. He immediately takes away the symbiote covering a random civilian and then frees Captain America not long after. And this strike against Null, as we've seen kind of off and on, anything done to these symbiotes everywhere, Null can feel it. So once this happens, he's like, oh, that's where the kid is.
Yeah.
And immediately is going to head that way.
Yeah, Dylan has just instantly aggroed the boss.
Yes, he has.
Yeah. Dylan's panicking. He realizes like, I can handle the smaller ones. I don't know about this. But doesn't have too much to worry about as a lightning bolt strikes straight through the hand. Thor's back.
Thor's back.
Thor's here.
And he has the best dramatic entrance as possible. And we're going to get a little bit of dialogue here as Thor and Null are going to very quickly come to trading blows. And Null is going to be like, wait a minute. I know this pain. I know that lightning. Wait a minute. So, something fun here. That original dragon that, again, first showed up, that I keep talking about, showed up in the icy cold north where there were a bunch of Vikings. And guess who the Vikings called to save them? Thor.
Yeah.
So Thor came out incredibly drunk and beat this dragon to hell and back and destroyed it, and Null felt all of it. So he always remembered what that was.
Yeah.
And there's even a little bit more there, because Null is going to pull out his sword called the All Black the Necro Sword. And this is a bit of a retcon to some earlier Thor comics. This was also made into a movie. I think it was Thor: Love and Thunder. If you have seen Gore the God Butcher, he is using the Necro Sword. That was Null's sword that he had lost at some point early on in his journey. And that sword, again, also fought Thor, which is part of Null, so Null also knows Thor in that way.
Yeah. There is this kind of like background narration during Dylan and Thor just going through some symbiotes about how for every darkness there is light, and Thor and Dylan seem to be the light to Null's darkness at the moment. But they do know deep down that they will lose this fight. But yeah, Null's here. He's coming down. He's ready. He has shown his person.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, time for him to get his hands dirty again, and the two definitely fight it off for a while. It actually goes for a decently long time. Null wins at some point. Thor's winning at another point. Pretty decent fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor gets like just jumped by a bunch of symbiotes at one point. I think Cap is trying to help, not doing well.
No, hard to beat the symbiote zombies that are going on here.
Yeah. And Dylan seems like he gets absorbed by the darkness here.
Yeah, and a very cool scene here as Thor gets his way out of that ambush, and he is slightly bloodied and very tired, and basically has a small monologue against Null before striking his jaw off.
Yeah, I love this page.
It's a really cool sequence. And Thor, perhaps in his hubris, forgot that there are also Celestials around here, because Null is upset. And when Null is upset, that means the Celestials wake up. Yeah.
And yeah, someone is in Thor's head telling him, you need to look at the skies. The Celestials are up. We need you right now. And
yeah.
But as Thor's about to come, he gets stabbed through the chest.
Yep, with all black the Necro Sword, as Null surprises him and says, "Hey, I'm gonna make you watch. You're now gonna be disabled while everything burns around you."
Yeah. Iron Man is saying he's gonna ride to the rescue. Reed's like, what are you gonna do, dude? He just took out Thor. Tony's like, no, I got it. And is riding in on a dragon.
Yes, his controlled dragon that he runs into a Celestial, taking over the Celestial, and essentially starting Rock'em Sock'em Robots, which is sick.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Also, rip New York City. Oh goodness.
Yeah, we're just kind of having a massive robot fight over it. It's fine.
Yeah, including dragons. There's fires raging. Everything is going really, really bad.
Yeah. But no wants to have a talk with Dylan here.
Yep. He's like, hey, I'm the only family you have now. Let's have a chat, my son. Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we get the narration of somebody else saying, yeah, it's again more just like narration about how there needs to be a light for every darkness. And we see who it is. It's the Silver Surfer.
Almost. Because as this narration says, it is the source of Dylan's power, but it needs to arrive. And Thor calls forth Hugin and Munin, which are Odin's ravens, usually, but he can call them as well, and sends them forth because they need to find the one person that could perhaps help them. And that is the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, who's looking kind of black at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's just lightning.
Yeah.
Hey, could be the lightning, could be a stylistic choice, which I was going to find a better segue than that, but I couldn't for some reason. But this is all to say that Donny Cates is also writing a Silver Surfer book at this time, called Silver Surfer Black.
Yeah, okay.
That's a better explanation.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm actually going to post a picture of the art from this comic, because, oh my goodness, the art from this comic is so interesting and beautiful. It is a very, very specific and highly stylized art that is going on for Silver Surfer Black. And I will share it here. I'm also going to share it on social media as well.
Oh yeah, that's very nice looking.
Yeah, it's cool.
But to explain perhaps a little bit, if you don't know who the Silver Surfer is, the Silver Surfer is a title given to Norrin Radd, who was created by Jack Kirby in 1965, one of the oldest Marvel creations out there, in Fantastic Four number 48. The long and short of it is Norrin Radd is an alien from another planet that was eaten almost by Galactus. Norrin offered himself to be the herald of Galactus and to find other planets for him to consume if he would spare his home world, which Galactus accepted and thus infused him with the cosmic powers, allowing him to become the Silver Surfer.
He flies around on a surfboard.
Yeah, and if he shows up on your world, that's really bad.
Yeah, although he
Usually.
hasn't been working for Galactus for a while at this point, but yeah, that's the Surfer. But yeah, want to head into issue 4?
Yes, we can hop right in there. So for issue number 4, this was released in February of 2021, and this one we actually have the X-Men on the cover.
Yeah.
Yay!
I want to give
Nice.
a quick shout out to the second page you posted also, just kind of pulling it back a little bit. This is really cool.
Yeah, just incredible stylistic art throughout that entire comic.
This this kind of like shift where it seems like it looks, I think it might be just a symbiote, just almost is like taking over the page here.
Yes, there is a lot of symbiotes here. In Silver Surfer Black, the Silver Surfer also runs into Null at one point, and the two of them fight. So the two are very aware of each other.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right.
But yeah, the X-Men are on the cover. I wonder why. But yeah, let's get into it, Chris.
Yeah, so Dylan here wakes up trapped in this bubble of Venom faces, essentially.
This is
and
great panel, by the way. It's
great panel, extremely creepy. And Null is also here, and he really wants to have a chat with his quote-unquote son.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, there's a voice in Dylan's head, just being like, hey, I need you to listen, kid.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm a friend. I know you don't have much longer, but Null made a mistake. You have powers to use that can break him. You're gonna have to do this.
Yeah.
And as this voice is talking to Dylan, Null here is explaining that, Dylan's something new. They made you to destroy me. But as you can see, that is not going to come to pass. And if you want, the two of us can work together and rule the galaxy as one.
Yeah, it is very much Darth Sidious to Luke going on here.
Darth Sidious?
Yeah.
Darth Vader, sir.
Eventually Sidious.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
But yes, it is very Star Wars coded.
But yeah, just come on, we will become the Sith. And Dylan just looks at him and says, "You killed my dad." It takes Dylan all of 2 pages to turn down this offer.
Yeah, good job, kid.
And just starts using his crazy anti-symbiote powers, apparently, to just, like, melt his hand.
Yeah, he starts to melt Null's hand, and it looks like this is reverberating outwards to all others who are under the control of the symbiotes as well. We see Cyclops freed, the Human Torch is freed. Everyone's getting free now from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just says, like, okay, yeah, that's good. Fire and sound don't seem to work, but we'll need lightning and magic. Yeah, kind of the original Captain America plan, but we're going for it. As Strange is also freed.
Yes.
And also Black Cat, who just has a staff for some reason.
Yes. This is kind of tying into a little bit of the Doctor Strange that I believe also Donnie was writing at this point as well, where Doctor Strange had gotten a magical artifact that was a piece of Yggdrasil, which is the world tree for Thor and his ilk, and it has a little bit of the Odin Force in it, which is the power that allows Odin to be in control of all of Asgard. So it's a really strong stick.
Yeah. But yeah, Jean loops him in on the plan. Strange says, not Jean. Mysterious voice loops him in on the plan. Strange turns into a crazy god-looking thing.
Yep. Very Norse-coded, which, not surprising. And this mysterious voice also gets in contact with Cyclops, Sue Storm, the Human Torch, and Thor to blast a hole open so things can start getting, done.
Yeah. Just really links everybody together. Everybody is making waves at the same time. You get this, page of just the voice saying go to Strange, Sue, and Cyclops at once as they all just, unleash their powers on the symbiotes.
I love how they're all color-coded, so you can tell which direction who shot at.
Yeah, you get this, page at the, during this next page where you just see, all of these, different colored beams all just going into the city. Just coming from different streets. It's really cool looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're trying to all push them into the center of the city, and it's Namor's turn.
So if you thought New York City was okay now, just wait, because Namor's here to flood the entire city.
Yeah, we bring a giant wave.
Yes, seemingly even reaching skyscraper levels, which is a little insane, but I'm here for it.
We get a very funny bit where Spider-Man just sees the wave and all the beams and is like, what's going on? And then the voice just kind of tells him, hey, get out of there.
Yeah, almost a little too late there.
Yeah, there's just this, insane, page here of the Iron Man's, Celestial punching another Celestial into the ground as, the city is just kind of encased by, an ocean. It's just underwater at this point. The collateral damage seems to be insane, but this is very cool looking.
Yes, astronomical, billions of dollars in damage, millions dead, I'm sure.
Yeah, this drowned people.
Cool. Yes. If the symbiotes did not kill you, this probably did.
But, the voice says light it up, and Storm and Thor oblige and strike the now flooded city with lightning.
Yes, basically turning their lightning strikes a lot stronger now. And this hurts Null badly.
Yeah. Null looks rough.
He's starting to melt and ooze off of himself. His jaw is falling apart again.
Yeah. The voice tells Dylan to get out of there. Null just yells at him you have no one coming. This is just me. I'm gonna kill you. And then the voice gets on the call with Null and says, "No, that's me. That's where I come in." Null's very upset that someone dared enter his mind and says, "Who are you?" And then we get the reveal here. It's Jean. It's Jean Grey, motherfuckers.
Walking on water, saying, "My name is Jean Grey. Now let's see what makes you bleed."
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So cool. Here comes Jean, where others have failed, being nah, I'm just gonna crack into your mind like it's nothing.
Yeah,
The way there are psychic power waves emanating from her head is so cool, from her eyes specifically. Looks fantastic.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It is so cool.
I love the reveal that she's just been shot calling this whole thing.
It's here we get just a brief kind of look at Null's past. This is explained pretty heavily at the end of the first issue. And just a long story short, before the birth of the universe, there was the void, obviously, and Null was born in that void. When the Celestials came along and started bringing life and planets and all of that into the void, Null was like, "That's disgusting. I need to gentrify the universe back to the void of which it was, because that was way better." And this set up his eons-long crusade to try and kill everything, which has now led him here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's looking at it and just...
So as Jean is looking through his mind, she's trying to figure out what can actually hurt him. And she realizes that there is an opposite. Because as we've been told, with this reoccurring story point, is that for every darkness there is a light. So if Null is the god of the abyss, but not the darkness, that means that there has to be a light somewhere to counteract him. And we see briefly that there is this golden warrior that fights Null at one point, but this golden warrior loses.
Uh-oh.
This, if you remember Gore the God Butcher from that Thor run, this is what Gore saw on his planet and is where he found the Necro Sword, because the light had picked a champion to go kill Null, but it was far too weak to do so. And in turn, the light lost, and Null was only temporarily waylaid.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was... Yeah, Discord's acting messy. Sorry, where are we at?
Currently, I'm talking about the Gore the God Butcher tie-in stuff with the light, the Golden Warrior.
Okay. Yeah, God of Light.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this God of Light decided that, it attacked Null a little bit too early. So instead it fled, recuperated, and decided that it would choose one single being in all of the universe, bond with them kind of like a symbiote, and give them power in order to defeat the darkness. And it's this thing, it's this God of Light, it is the only thing that could possibly defeat Null.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Jean realizes that God is here. Just trying to get into the city. Or get into the planet, but it can't make it through the dark void. But Silver Surfer's here to help it out. Takes the light into it. Goes through the portal as he just wrecks some dragons in his way.
Very cool. Just getting a 5 times combo as he's coming back in.
Yeah. But realizes the light's not here for me. And so he lets the light go, says go and find your warrior. And, Reed realizes this is Captain Universe, which, that's a whole can of worms.
Yes, and unfortunately I do have to get into Captain Universe.
Okay, go for it.
So, as Reed has been trying to figure out where Dylan's power source comes from, he had kind of put it together, but not fully. He finally figures out that it is coming from the Enigma Force. And this is another term for the unipower of Captain Universe, or also known as the God of Light. If you played the Insomniac Spider-Man games, both of them, you probably saw Spider-Man's version of this costume. It has a blue kind of part for his head, a little bit of red, and then the rest of it is white. And the thing is, with Captain Universe, it is a mantle that passes from person to person. Initially, when it was first created back in 1979, it was actually first shown off in Micronauts number 8, which was another little Marvel comic.
Oh my god, Micronauts. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's where the Captain Universe comes from.
Yeah.
And it was a Stan Lee creation, where the title of Captain Universe was meant to be a self-insert because its tagline was, "The hero that could be you." And it is essentially what Jean just described, where it is this power that goes to different individuals when it is needed. So some notable holders of the title have been Bruce Banner, Peter Parker, Daredevil, Sue Storm, and even Laura Kinney. So a couple of different people have had it, and the unipower itself is kind of insane. Just to explain from the Marvel website, what exactly can the unipower do? Almost anything with the right person. Captain Universe hosts are all granted a similar power set even if they already had superhuman abilities of their own. One of the most significant upgrades is the power to alter matter into almost anything the host can imagine.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, so Eddy Brock is Captain Universe for a little bit. He's back. He's back, baby.
Hey, you know how Carnage keeps coming back? Sometimes Eddy Brock dies and also comes back.
Yeah. But yeah, issue 5.
Yeah. I do want to shout out the Demon Days preview in this issue.
Oh, yeah. If you like that art, you should check out Ultimate X-Men.
I should.
Yes, you should. Same artist and writer from the Demon Days here. And I've heard Demon Days is actually incredibly good. I have not read it.
Yeah,
but I've only heard good things.
I like Demon Days quite a bit. It is very good. It's a cool little preview.
But yeah, final issue.
Yeah.
Final issue, and we're going a bit long, so I'll speed it up just a little bit. So this final issue came out in April of 2021, and we open here as
wait. When did issue 4 come out?
Issue 4 came out in February.
Okay, I was like, that's kind of a big turnaround. But all right, let's go back into it. Silver Surfer's here.
Yeah, Silver Surfer is here, and he is standing against Null. And Null's like, hey, we've met before, haven't we? And Surfer's like, yeah, we have. Normally I'd be a little worried, but there's a god of light now, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And instead he turns his cool surfboard into a sword.
Yeah.
Pretty long sword.
Yeah, it's real cool looking. And yeah, we're here to fight. And so are the rest of the Avengers. And X-Men for that matter. Everybody kind of runs in.
Everybody's here, except for Cable. He's not here.
Yeah.
He got lost somewhere.
And Venom is here too, in his like crazy little galactic-looking symbiote suit with glowy eyes. It looks sick. I like this design a lot.
This design is super sick. It reminds me of the alien that we met in the X-Men issues not that long ago. Don't remember his name. Was it
Yeah, kind of. It because yeah, he's got like these, it looks like stars and like constellations like over the black parts of the suit, so it just makes it look like space.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool effect.
Yeah, really cool effect, really cool look. The only thing that doesn't make sense is I don't know why he looks like Venom. Because technically Venom is still part of Null at this point.
It seems...
Probably the form that Eddy is more comfortable with.
I also think it's that, minor nitpick, but I looked at that and I was like,
Yeah, I mean, he's using the symbiote voice, but yeah, I would agree. It probably is just the form he's comfortable with. But he immediately, Noel starts trash talking to him like, you can't beat me. Like, are you kidding me? We've done through this before. And as he's saying that, Eddy grabs Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, as well as Silver Surfer's sword. And he's dual wielding, baby.
He's dual wielding with Mjolnir, which I think is some of the silliest nonsense out of this entire story.
Yeah.
For some reason, this is the one that makes me go,
I don't know, this looks sick. So
it is sick, and what he does with it is also sick. I just think it's like, this is a little... this is a little funky writing right here, but, go off.
He's Captain Universe. He can do what he wants. So yeah, he combines the two, makes a little battle axe, and rushes into battle. And
not a little battle axe. This thing is massive.
Yeah, it's a big old axe. And yeah, he just takes a rush at him. He says like, yeah, I've done this before. He thinks he can beat me. And just kind of like as a nod to his past here, says he's the man of 1,000 second chances, damn it, the comeback king. Which I actually think is a very good summary of Eddy as a character in very few words. That is very Eddy. He has been through it. That kind of darkness that we talked about earlier in the issue that he was worried about passing on to Dylan, being both metaphorical and like literal, I think really comes through here. Yeah, he's gone through things. Like he's been through it. He's been beaten down, but always kind of comes back.
Yeah. What follows is a series of panels of him just slicing through stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. It's that level up moment that you see where everybody gets the superpower and now the thing that was hard is now super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is... The opening theme is playing right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
it is that part of the Digimon episode. But yeah, just cuts off a bunch of dragons' heads.
Dissolves the Necro Sword with his hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of the battle rages as this happens. The two fall into a building, the Celestials get powered up again, so Venom has to go off and deal with that before going back to Null.
He decapitates a Celestial.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, it feels very one-sided. I wouldn't say it's the battle rages, it's more like
the stomp.
The stories ending.
Yeah, the stomp rages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just dunking on
Yeah,
them.
it really is. It's just like he decapitates so many things here, and then finally just gets Null into the chokehold up on top of a skyscraper and is like, "Hey, remember this?"
Yeah, that one thing at the start that you did to me where you ripped off my symbiote and then dropped me and left me to die? That sucked.
Yeah. So
I think I'm gonna do it to you.
Yeah, buries the X in his chest, rips off all of the symbiotes, and just drops Null.
Yeah.
But knows he isn't dead, rushes in, just tells him to get up.
Yeah, drops the axe, because this is gonna require hands.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, it's not over yet. The darkness, it still lives. It's in your son.
Dun dun dun.
Eddy doesn't take nicely about talking to his son. He grabs him and takes him into space, just like our old friend Bob Reynolds. But yeah, Noel's just trash talking him, just says like, yeah, you think you can't get rid of me, it's gonna be eternal, it has teeth, the darkness has teeth. And Venom just really Dragon Ball Z's this man, breathes some like a cosmic beam into his face and just dunks him into the sun.
Yes, actually. And it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Says this is
but yeah, the day is saved.
Yeah. This
Dun-dun-dun.
is for Dylan as he's just disintegrated.
Yes, and, Eddy doesn't really have a chance to celebrate because as the Unipower or the God of Light speaks to him and is like, hey, you feel it, don't you? All those voices and everything? Null is dead. So, the Hive, they're free. All the symbiotes that were under him are now on their own.
Yeah. There's a very funny page here of the vampires celebrating and being all, yeah.
I was about to mention that. That's so funny.
Yeah, we're gonna take over. Like, this is our time now, and like just knock Blade to the ground. And someone asks Blade if he needs backup. He's like, nah. And then the sun comes through, and all the vampires just disintegrate.
Yeah.
Just in a great one-liner of, I know what time it is.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Blade he should be cherished.
Thor and Surfer look at the axe that has been dropped and manage to call their weapons back. And yeah, Eddy's here.
Yes, as all of the goo is now evaporating into the sky and the bubble around the Earth is now dissipating, Captain Universe Eddy Brock arrives and, celebrating might be the correct thing to do. However, he needs to find his son because Dylan is going through it right now.
Yeah, the darkness is inside.
Yeah. Remember all that talk about him being Null's son, quote unquote, and the codex and everything is still in Dylan, in fact.
Yeah.
And, something's gonna have to be done about that.
Yeah, Dylan's just saying it hurts. He still has a piece of him. It feels it burning. Eddy just says, I know, and reaches in and literally takes the darkness out of him.
Yeah, if you did not need the metaphor for it all, here it is literally being ripped out of him with the power of the universe behind him.
Yeah. Universe says, okay, gotta go bye.
Yeah. Peace, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yep.
The power dissolves, and as Eddy's, before he can even like grapple with this, another voice enters his head. It's the Venom symbiote.
He's back. The boy's back.
Yeah, he's just Venom again.
Yay! Yeah. And even
somehow
better,
like found it in between the goo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like yeah.
Yeah, this specific spot of goo was where Venom was.
Yeah, and a bunch of Venom says, "I'll be right back," and flies up in the air as a bunch of symbiotes chase after him.
Yes, with I should mention, the same wings that Noel had, these very cool red wings that Venom can now produce. And as they're flying up, Venom's like, hey, you know, all the symbiotes are talking about you now because you freed all the symbiotes from Noel's control. And because you killed Noel, you are now the King in Black.
Yep,
that's how it works.
Credits roll.
That's how it works. And credits roll, everybody claps.
Yeah.
Yay!
The end.
And the end of this does directly lead into Venom number 200, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Good timing.
Yeah, that's King in Black. What did we think?
I think it's pretty good. Again, it looks fantastic. There are some pacing issues, but I think that would mostly solved if like people were reading this in real time and following all of the side stuff. It gets a little frantic here and there. Like the fact that Iron Man gets a dragon and that's like a side note in the whole thing is very funny to me. But that seems to be the vibe for this sort of events. And this one was a pretty good one. I like how, I just don't know all that much about Venom. There's a bunch of characters here that haven't really gotten highlighted in events that I've read before. So I really like the variety and us focusing on characters that wouldn't be in my top 10 like most remembered Marvel characters. So yeah, I'm happy to see all of these people.
How was it reading it the first time, not knowing about Noel and all of that history there?
I feel like I've read enough fantasy and like general fiction to like fill in the blanks in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing here that's particularly novel in terms of characterization or lore or something like that. So it's not like I had to look things up at any point. Instead, I think it's very welcoming to newcomers, and I think it like all of the questions that you might have are either easily filled in by just previous experience with media in general, or are sufficiently explained for you to have fun and enjoy what's happening on the page.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's pretty successful at that. Like, I don't need an explanation for why there's a bunch of TIE fighters fighting a bunch of dragons in the first few pages of issue 1. And, of course there's an evil symbiote up there.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, like he's got crazy powers. Yeah, there's Goo. You can do a bunch of stuff with Goo.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Goo is very versatile.
I guess I was a little confused about the Celestials just showing up and being giant robots.
Yeah.
Or like robot-looking things. Yeah, like you just roll with it. I've been around this corner a couple of times for me to like get used to this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's fun. Everyone fits. There's that little error with old Cable mixed in, but beyond that, all of these people are recognizable. Even if the X-Men have a very small role, I think it's still, they get their moments to shine.
Yeah, especially
more so than in the Empire.
Yeah,
yes.
Empire they have. I don't think they're in the main event like at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Where here they do get to do stuff, so that's pretty cool to see.
Mm-hmm. And again, more reinforcement of why Jean is the best.
Yeah,
Jean's pretty cool.
Jean is pretty cool.
So cool. So, but yeah, no, fun event. I agreed. I think it has some pacing issues in there. It almost feels too long in some parts, but also too fast in others. It's very weird.
Oh yeah, I think this is like, it feels pretty breakneck in a lot of situations. It's everything pops off.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do like how. Sorry, but I just wanted to mention, I do like how it feels hopeless for most of it. It's very good at communicating that degree of desperation and like concern that not everything's gonna be okay. I think it's very cohesive with the way that it looks in general. There's a lot of red, there's a lot of black. Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, I think it nails that kind of feeling of, oh no, this is really bad, almost a little bit better than Empire does. But yeah,
Empire ends up feeling very silly by the end.
Yes, yeah,
to me,
I would agree. But yeah,
there's a bunch of goobers in that like plant army.
Yeah.
There really are.
But yeah, I thought this was pretty strong. I think the Eddie and Dylan stuff like comes through pretty well. Yeah, I like even without knowing too much about that, I think that's pretty strong. But yeah, I enjoyed this event. I'm excited to see what the X-Men end up interacting with it with.
Same. I'm very interested to go back into that and see how they handle it, especially S.W.O.R.D, because I know S.W.O.R D dabbles in it quite a bit.
Yes, which we will be getting in the next episode, where we'll be covering Excalibur issues 18 and 19 and S.W.O.R D number 2.
Yes. And don't worry about the Marauders tie-in. That is going to be coming in the episode after that, where it fits in chronologically. But for now, yeah, we're gonna go back to jolly old England.
Yeah. So.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
Oh,
so
God.
sorry.
Would you rather be in Goo, New York City, or England?
God.
You had to think about that one a little bit.
It's England, but it's not. It's close.
Yeah. All right.
I hope I get at least some expenses or like the company credit card because London's expensive.
Yeah. It's not great.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
I bet I can find cheaper food in goo-covered New York than London.
Oh yeah, probably.
Probably.
Lots of seafood there after the waves.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's still someone like selling shawarma
Yeah.
throughout all of that.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding? Just wipe the goo away from the front door and you're good.
The S.W.O.R.D will still be open.
Yeah. They didn't get the day off.
No, of course not. End of the world? That's like a Tuesday in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, Times Square is still a tourist trap.
Oh, yes. Literally, actually, at this point.
Yeah, you can't leave. So yeah, I believe that's the episode. If you enjoyed listening to this, please rate and review us. Apple is the big one. Please review us on Apple. Give us 5 stars. We need it. We crave it. We feel it in our blood.
Yes. Yeah, like Noel craves the power of the symbiotes. We too crave the 5 stars.
Yes. If you like Venom, if you consider yourself a Venom fan, a Venomac, if you will, rate this podcast 5 stars. You specifically, Dan.
Okay, good. I was waiting for the name. You gotta throw out a random name.
Yeah.
And eventually we will hit the right one. And that person will be like, they're talking to me.
Yeah. But, yeah. Five.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, I hope you had a Merry Christmas. I hope you had a great New Year. Best wishes on this one, 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah. May it be a good time. May you have a happy holidays. And, enjoy reading some X-Men comics.
Yeah. We have any plugs we want to give?
Just a couple. The usuals.
Yeah.
If you want to send us an email, you can send us an email at studyofx@gmail.com. You can send us your favorite Venom moment, your favorite one-liner from this comic, or whether that Captain America face really is the best one out of the entire event.
It is.
And, I don't know, we'll see. The people may disagree. And if you would like to follow this podcast on social media, where we post when episodes go live, as well as some images from the comics itself, and any other extras that might be tagged along with it, you can find us on Twitter, also known as X. You can find us on Tumblr and on Blue Sky. You can find us on all 3 of those at Study of X. That hip new Blue Sky seems to really be taken off. Unfortunately, it still does not let you schedule posts, and that is a real bummer. But eventually that account will be alive again, one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
As for the rest of us, if you're looking for me, you can find me at Sonics, that is SAWNEEKS on Blue Sky. I mostly post there about painting Warhammer and all other things Warhammer, because it has controlled my life. But if you would like to find Tim and let him know what it is like to be the King in Black, Tim, where can they find you to tell you about that?
Oh, just staying in my Airbnb on the first floor of New York City. Just in a skyscraper. It's a lot of water outside. Just a little.
Little wet out there.
Yeah, just a little bit wet.
Okay, just bring an umbrella with you, and you should be okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't see where the rain is. Like it's just wet.
Do you see any fish?
Yes.
That might be a bit of a problem. I would try to call the Fantastic Four.
Got it. Okay. Sergio.
Okay.
Where?
Yeah, Sergio, if they want to tell you about this mystical place called Japan, that apparently ranks alongside Latveria and Wakanda, where can they find you to tell you about it?
Oh, I'm currently encased in a dome of goo, surrounded by a bunch of symbiote faces.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a bad time. Did you take a wrong left turn, or?
I don't know, but we've gotten some great conversation out of this situation.
Okay, that's good. But if they give you stock tips, maybe don't listen to them. They are alien intelligences, not from this planet.
It's fine.
Okay, as long as you're happy.
Yeah. Oh, and for an actual plug, you should listen to Stray Reads, my other podcast. We just did an episode on The Mantis by God, they have a name. Kotaro Isaka. And we had a guest for this episode. That was a lot of fun. And on January, we're going to be reading the first entry in the Southern Reach series, which is the Annihilation book. So I'm pretty excited about reading that one.
Yeah, definitely check that podcast out. Very, very fun. And also a good way to, keep on top of reading books. Since this is going to be coming out in the start of January, might be a good little motivation to get back into reading if you maybe have dropped off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good time.
Alright, well, until next time, late by this point, but happy holidays, have a good new year, and later, mutants.
Bye.
Bye.